Today I'll be talking about my favorite, okay, not my favorite, but some of my favorite media, which is Power Rangers.
Recruit a team of teenagers with attitudes.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Every Power Ranger episode is the same. They fight somebody and then they go on their Zords and then they win. And to that I say you're right. But I ate it up as a kid, so I mean, it's just cool. How can you not? Okay, I know a lot of people don't like Power Rangers, but like to me, I'm just like, how can you not like people in superhero suits, like just regular people becoming superheroes and summoning Zords? Like that's crazy to me. Now, although I'm a really big Power Ranger fan, I will only be talking about the ones that I personally have watched or at least have. I might have not finished them entirely, or I might not remember the ending, but I've watched a lot of them. So I'm gonna talk about like who my favorite Rangers are and why it's one of my favorite shows or shows that I really like. I think in Dino Thunder, my favorite Ranger was probably the White Ranger. I don't know why, but like his suit just scratched some kind of itch, bro. Like when I first saw him, he was like so cool. Before the White Ranger though, of course, the Yellow Ranger was my favorite. Um I also did like the Red Ranger and like I loved all the Rangers, but my favorite was the Yellow Ranger and then after that the White Ranger. That suit was just so different and I just loved it so much. Jungle Fury was definitely a Power Rangers, what do they call it, season iteration that I watched over and over and over again, purely because it was on Netflix and also I just enjoyed it. Along with like Mystic Force. A lot of these I just saw on Netflix, so I just want to make that clear. I know a lot of people don't like Jungle Fury, and I respect that because their costumes aren't as like it's more like a really big onesie, and then the helmet is different. And I feel like that is kind of lame compared to some of the other outfits we get in certain series. But the main reason I love Jungle Fury so much is because they had some really good voice acting, which I know is weird because like it's live action, but when they're transforming, they have like voice line like or like things they gotta say like Yellow Ranger.
Speed of a cheetah! Jungle Fury! Yellow Ranger!
I think in Jungle Fury they kind of focused on who could really enunciate and focus on their voices.
With the stealth of a jaguar, Jungle Fury Blue Ranger!
Attack!
Because in more recent Power Rangers, and I'm not trying to hate on more recent Power Rangers because I still watched it, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do. Even if it's like way more kidded down now, I still enjoy it. But even like back in the older generations, like they could be good actors, but their voices couldn't carry that strength I feel like they should have during their transformation. Jungle Fury had glasses, which I think was also another cool concept because literally they click the glasses, and even though it kind of looked cheap, I think it really makes sense how the glasses could like transform into a helmet. In my opinion, I think that was one of the more like understandable ones. Like in the helmet wise, again, the outfits themselves were just like full on onesies, and people usually call them like pajamas or something. Which you also kind of got to think like maybe that was the whole point, so they could make pajamas. Like I feel like as Power Rangers went on, they really tried to think about like, and usually in any show, they try to think about the sellability of it and what toys they can sell. Um, which also kind of sucks, but it's what companies do. So power, okay, arguably some of the best Power Rangers out there is Mystic Force. I know, but like I just think the costumes, the storyline, the setting, like even the side characters were just so beautifully done, and like the makeup and the villain, it all just felt so original and very unique. Even the helmet designs were just felt so different. Like every one of the helmet designs were so different that I loved them just so much. I had like three favorite rangers, and I mean I loved all of them in Mystic Force. Like literally all of them were just like great characters. I loved them all dearly, but definitely ones that stick out was the Pink Ranger. I love the Pink Ranger because the Pink Ranger hated the color pink.
Pink is not my favorite color, but trust me, it's not gonna be yours either.
She got the Pink Ranger and hated pink. And then I think the Blue Ranger was the first ever woman Blue Ranger that I can that I saw. I wish they didn't like do a light blue. It's a beautiful color, but I feel like it's still kind of it's a love-hate relationship because the the light blue sort of thing, it's like, oh, the women can't rep like a darker blue because that's too masculine. I think because commonly the women in the Power Rangers squad would be pink or yellow. But I also did love that in Mystic Force the Yellow Ranger was a man, and also the Yellow Ranger was so cute. Okay.
Are you afraid?
No, it's not that
I'm totally scared. Look, my goosebumps. They've got goosebumps.
He was definitely one of the three favorites that I had. So I think I loved the Pink and Blue Ranger so much because they were sisters and their bond was just really close. And then I also did love the Yellow Ranger, but like they kind of put a lot of effort into the effects back then. Now the effects obviously aren't as good, but I'm saying like they definitely I feel like they put a lot of work and design into everything, which I loved. Dude, the Mystic Morpher was literally just a flip phone. And I know a lot of people don't like the phones, and I agree they definitely were somewhat overused. But I think the way they explained it in Mystic Force was actually really good because they were originally given wands. And then they were like, this is so weird. Like, we can't just hold a wand in our pocket, like all of us having wands. And
Town, carrying a wand. Well, it may be good for Chip, but
Very well. Utam Zore.
and so them getting like phones and being able to type it in certain codes, I think worked out really well for them. The White Ranger, who didn't really show up a lot in Mystic Force, if I remember, like I think it was just like episode 1 or something. Maybe another episode, but from what I'm like trying to remember, the White Ranger's design was so beautiful, and I know that's kind of the whole point. She was literally meant to look really pretty, but I think her like armor looking different and more medieval was a great touch to the whole vibe because of course she was from like a different time and generation, so I think her armor looking even more different is just a really great detail. All right, we're skipping ahead here like a lot. I did watch the shows in between what we're going to, but the problem is that I either didn't watch them as recently or it didn't really stick in my brain, so I kind of like don't have a desire to talk about it, and also won't know as much as what I know in the ones that I remember better. Power Rangers Beast Morphers. This one isn't a Netflix original, which I was really surprised about, but they did have it on Netflix, but now they're taking it off. Me and Netflix have beef about that, but actually really liked this, which is kind of surprising. Like, they were like trying really hard to, for one, have like two like comic relief characters, which they were cute. In the range of like Ninja Steel to Beast Morphers, it just got more childish. I mean, Power Rangers was always sort of childish and goofy, but I feel like it became more like it was more noticeable in some series than other series. Last but not least, Cosmic Fury, and then I think that's the present day one, which Cosmic Fury is just a continuation of Dino Fury, but they're in space. And I thought it was really cool that the Red Ranger ended up being the woman who used to be the Pink Ranger, who was Amelia. I was trying to remember all their names. And then they also had a add-on of in Cosmic Fury of a Orange Ranger, which was Fern, and I thought that was also pretty cool. I kind of expected, because the Green Ranger kind of told Fern that that she was a ranger, like Izzy told her that. So I kind of expected that she maybe at some point would get a a ranger suit. I don't know what it's called, like a morpher, like a yeah, I guess they'd get a morpher or morph. Like I don't know how to put it into a thing. Zato, who like died somewhat, which was kind of crazy because I actually wasn't expecting that. Like he actually like died, like or like the at least they thought he did. Which I wasn't expecting that. He became like this one's weird, the Zenith Ranger. I was like, you guys couldn't think of anything else. I know it was meant to be like, ooh, magical, but I was just like, you couldn't think of anything else. Also, in the Black Ranger storyline, he lost an arm. Also wasn't expecting that. That's crazy. There's like so much that happened in Cosmic Fury. It's just like, oh, this ranger dies and this guy loses an arm, which like I literally wasn't expecting them to show that at all. It's just like, damn. In Power Rangers, like, dang. Anyway, that was my yap on Power Rangers because nobody in my life cares about Power Rangers, so I just wanted to share my opinions on that. Yeah. Bye.